Well, it had to make you wonder. This is breaking news. And when I first saw this story a week ago or so, I knew there was something fishy.
And now at 5, new details in the shooting death of ODRC Lieutenant Rodney Osborne. He was shot nearly 2 weeks ago during a training at the ODRC's Pickaway County facility. That day, a spokeswoman called it a tragic accident. Tonight, documents reveal it is now being investigated as reckless homicide. Thank you for joining us tonight on 10 TV News at 5. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. We've been covering this story since Osborne first died back on April 9th. And tonight, 10 TV's Colin Dorsey is live for us now from the Department of Public Safety building at the Highway Patrol. And Colin, there are still many questions about what's next in this investigation.
Right, there are still a lot of questions left today that we are trying to find out because this new 18-page document from the Ohio State Highway Patrol doesn't reveal a lot that we didn't already know. It's very heavily redacted, but one thing that we did learn today is that someone is being investigated for reckless homicide.
This appears to have been a tragic accident.
That tragic accident starting an investigation, the documents becoming available just today, nearly 2 weeks after Osborne's death. Heavily redacted, there isn't much new information, but page 1 gives some insight into what happened April 9th. We now know Lieutenant Osborne was shot with a handgun. Also new, a state employee is being investigated for reckless homicide, a third-degree felony. That man's name also redacted, but it does identify 12 people who were witnesses that day.
When you have 12 witnesses to any offense or anything as human beings, you may get 12 different versions of what they saw and what they heard and what they believe happened.
Former Franklin County prosecutor Ron O'Brien not commenting directly on the incident, but instead that reckless homicide investigation.
Recklessly has substantially more than just mere negligence, and it's when you know there's a perceived risk and nevertheless you disregard it, and it's likely it's going to cause a certain result.
This investigation still ongoing as the community and workforce tries to heal. Osborne was a 13-year employee of the Southern Ohio Correctional Facility in Lucasville, moving up the ranks to a commander position of a special response team. His personnel file outlining a few moments that set him apart, a special recognition for finding 2 shanks hidden inside a boot during a shakedown in 2017. Last week, his colleagues gave their final goodbyes to the lieutenant who had just received Employee of the Year. Now, an ODRC Special Operations Commander is on administrative leave. He's been on leave since the day following that incident. Now, we do not know his tie to the incident and why he's on leave, and 10 TV has opted to not release his name at this time. Live from the department.
Well, I guess we'll just have to wonder if that's who shot this guy. And I wonder why. And I wonder why they called it reckless.
Good evening. A former Albuquerque police officer is expected to stand trial this week after he's accused of using force against a man with disabilities. News 13's Jessica Barone is in the Newsplex with more.
29-year-old Kenneth was one of 3 officers who approached a man trying to buy a bike at a self-checkout counter at an Albuquerque Target. The man seemed to be struggling at the counter when things escalated.
And just like that, here we are at a new day. More bad apples. Get a load of this guy. He beats up a disabled guy who seems to be struggling checking out at the counter. Can I help you, sir? Bonk, bonk, bonk. Stupid cops.
Yes, sir, I'll check the police. Go ahead and grab all your money. Let's walk out, okay? Go ahead, stop.
This is the moment former Albuquerque police officer Kenneth goes up to a man at a self-checkout counter at a Target on Coors. The incident happened back in August 2022. The man with disabilities was trying to buy a bike, but was taking some time pulling cash out of a pouch when officers approached.
Put your money down. You're coming with us, okay? Just put your money down, okay? You're coming with us, okay?
It just took me a little while.
Gotcha, you took too long. Go ahead and pick your money up.
A few moments later, tells the individual they'll be charged with criminal trespassing. That's when things escalate and officers escort the man out of the store.
Go ahead, stop. Stop. You're done. Albuquerque police detained you, not free to leave. Put your money down. You're coming with us, okay?
I didn't do nothing wrong.
Sit. Don't try to hit any of this, okay?
I ain't hitting anyone.
The incident led to New Mexico's Attorney General filing criminal charges against the former officer, accusing Skeens with restraining the individual against their will. Paperwork submitted to the district court says the AG's office accused Skeens of knowing he did not have the authority to legally detain the individual.
I just think it's outrageous that a police officer who should be in a position to try and help someone who is clearly struggling and is clearly dealing with some challenges, as a customer in that store, would end up in a position really abusing their power and using, just really excessive force.
Last August, Skeens went before a judge and pleaded not guilty in the case. Skeens is facing charges of false imprisonment, battery, perjury, and making a false report about the incident. He was fired from APD. Back to you.
Okay, Jessica. Skeens was also involved in the deadly shooting of Keyshawn Thomas at a Westside gas station, also in August of 2022. His family has since filed a wrongful death lawsuit against APD.
Okay, we'll be following the trail of that loser in Albuquerque. Okay, but this next guy, what a goofball. Of course, he's got a Betty Crocker hairdo. Imagine that. Big old nerd thinking, I'm going to be cute and sexy with a 12-year-old boy's hair.
Getting more reaction
Idiot.
after a Lenore City police officer was arrested and charged with domestic assault. We told you yesterday that Loudoun County Sheriff's deputies arrested Lenore City police officer Christopher Law. Court records show the trouble started with a drunken outburst at a retirement party. His coworkers called a family member to pick him up from that party. When that
His co-workers, by the way, are cops.
family member arrived, records show Law yelled at the person, and the next day, Law and that family member were arguing, and he punched a bathroom wall. The family member told police there was fear for their life. Today, the president of the Fraternal Order of Police, Tennessee State Line.
And we don't really care. We don't care. He's a big fat idiot with a goofy Betty Crocker hairdo. And he acted like a drunk idiot, allegedly, and now everybody will pat him on the back. It'll be okay, buddy. You'll get your job back. He will.
What caused an inmate to die inside the Richland County Jail? That's the center of a case that's playing out right now in court. Mark Cooper, a former jailer, is being retried for the death of an inmate named Alex Rios. Cooper now faces 3 felony charges after video revealed what happened when Rios died.
The fact this brutal idiot cop is still walking the streets just proves there's no justice. So he's being tried again, but don't hold your breath. No pun intended.
5 investigator Sarah Buttison first broke this story for you more than 3 years ago and has more now on what happened in court today.
Katie and Damon, prosecutors say the video shows Cooper crushed Rios to death, but the defense says the video tells a different story. We want to warn you, the video we're about to show you is hard to watch.
This wasn't a split-second decision that turned out badly.
Prosecutor Drew Wood says this video from inside the Richland County Jail shows why Mark Cooper is guilty.
You'll see that the defendant crushed the breath and the life out of Alex Rios.
The former Richland County corrections officer faces 1 count of reckless homicide and 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter.
Alex Rios wasn't trying to get up. He wasn't trying to get away. This was not the act that prevented a manhunt.
We cannot be Monday morning quarterbacking this.
But one of Cooper's attorneys, Sean Boone, says Cooper did not cause Rios' death.
This was a tragic situation. It had tragic consequences.
And did use a reasonable amount of force.
But it was necessary.
We first told you about this case in 2021 after we obtained the video recorded inside the Richland County Jail.
Come on, man. I'm not even fighting.
Use your taser.
I'm not fighting.
5 corrections officers responded after Alex escaped from his cell in September of 2019, including Mark Cooper. At 2 minutes and 45 seconds into the video, one officer punches Alex in the head. Then Cooper, whose right foot is on Alex's shoulder, lifts his left foot off the ground, the full weight of his body on Alex's back for 7 seconds. Cooper moves into a lunging position, his knee on Rios' back for another 60 seconds.
He finds a spot that he can help, and yes, he puts his foot on the back of Alexander Rios. He does, in an effort to help.
At some point, Alex becomes unconscious. His family removed him from life support a week later.
This is not a case where we can sit here and judge the reasonableness based on our 2020 hindsight.
The defense says Rios tested positive for amphetamines and died from a combination of symptoms known as excited delirium. Prosecutors noted excited delirium is no longer a recognized cause of death, and their independent expert found he died of asphyxiation.
Alex Rios couldn't breathe and died because the defendant crushed him.
Again, this is the second time Cooper is being tried for his role in Rios' death. Judge Brent Robinson declared a mistrial last November after the jury failed to reach a verdict during deliberations in the first trial.
We'll go ahead and try to play a little bit of this video, all right? We'll go out with a bang, 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 all right?
A former Weymouth police officer is now under arrest, accused of punching a man in the face more than a dozen times while that man was in police custody.
Get in the car! You just get in the car! What? You're covered in blood. Get in the car. Hey, I got covered in blood. Get in the car. You're off blood. Get in. Let me see the blood. Let me see the blood. Show it to me. Show me the blood. You want the wagon? Nope, we want to see the blood. Show me the blood. Get in the car. Shut the up, you little punk. Get in. Disorderly, disturbing, civil rights violation. What else we got? Civil rights? Yeah. Get in the car! Get in the car! Get in! The dude can. I can't get in the car. Who's spitting? It's knocking on an AV truck. Can I get in the car, dude? Like, come on, dude. Can I get in the car? Get your in there. Car with that motherfucker. Can you get in the car?
Okay, and here we have one last hero disguised as a bad apple. Ex-Weymouth cop faces federal charges in beating of arrested men. Justin Chappelle, a former police officer in Weymouth, Massachusetts, is being charged federally after allegedly punching a handcuffed man's face about 13 times. Well, back in 2022, a former police officer in Weymouth, Massachusetts is facing federal charges after a man was beaten while in custody 2 years ago. Justin Chappelle resigned, oh, look at that, from the Weymouth Police Department after being notified he was facing termination for the incident. Oh, just go ahead and resign. That way we can keep giving you taxpayer dollars, you brutal jerk, which occurred back in blah, blah, blah. Chief Richard Fuller said Chappelle had been found to have used excessive force. You think? He beat this guy, this handcuffed guy. He beat him 13 times in a row. Bang, 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 bang in the face. Idiot. The office of the acting U.S. Attorney Joshua Levy said Thursday that Chappelle had been charged with deprivation of rights under the color of law for the lawsuit. Yeah, you know what that means. Eventually, in a couple years, when it goes through, this goofball with his freaking killer tattoos, his cop tattoos, he gets to go to jail. Chappelle is accused of punching the man about 13 times without legal justification during an arrest, prosecutors said in a press release. It's hard to comprehend why Justin Chappelle allegedly felt entitled to repeatedly beat a man in custody. It's because he's a cop, and it's what they do. Punching him in the face approximately 13 times, Jody Cohen, special agent in charge of the FBI Boston Division, said in a statement. Oh, Jody. This is so funny. Jody Cohen is a special agent in charge of the FBI Boston Division. Jody, in case you're watching this. Oh, it's hard to comprehend why Justin Chappelle allegedly felt entitled to repeatedly beat a man in custody. It's hard to comprehend that, Jody. Well, geez. Jody must live under a freaking rock. Okay. Jody Cohen, special agent. Special knucklehead agent from the FBI Boston Division said in a statement, okay, in doing so, we believe Officer Chappelle violated this man's civil rights and betrayed his sworn oath, his community and his colleagues. All right. And, oh, the video. According to police reports, Chappelle and other patrolmen responded to a report of an intoxicated man identified as Donald McAdam causing a disturbance. Police said McAdam was uncooperative. We don't care what police say. In the video, McAdam can be heard calling the officers cowards and using racial slurs. Well, that's reason enough, right? Anyways, the Massachusetts Peace Officer Standards and Training Commission sent a letter to Chappelle notifying him that it was investigating the alleged misconduct. Uh-oh. Big warning, bro. Go ahead and quit now if you want to keep getting your money. The Post Commission lists sustained allegations of excessive, non-deadly force in an incident of, oh, at least it didn't kill him, right? Chappelle was suspended 1 to 5 days for the first case, and then he retired to avoid termination in the second. He is listed as certified but unassociated with a police department. Ooh, he's certified. Chappelle and McAdam did not return. NBC Boston. Oh, we don't want to hear from him anyways. We don't care. Federal prosecutors say if convicted of deprivation of rights under the color of law resulting in bodily injury, Chappelle faces up to 10 years in prison, up to 3 years of unsupervised. It's going to happen, Chappelle. I'll bet you're going to get it because everybody who watched that video knows that you're just a brutal idiot, just like all cops. Hey, you guys, let's end it there. Thanks for watching the Bad Apple Report today, and you're awesome. See you guys tomorrow morning, 7:30 a.m. They're such idiots. Brutal idiots. And you know what's great about this? That cop caught on tape violating that man's rights. He gets to worry about his freedom. That's wonderful. So Copper, Chappelle, you're a... I'm not even going to say it. I hope you're worried, though.